When did your fascination with UFOs and extraterrestrials come?
When I was about 8 or 9, I saw a UFO, pretty close range, broad daylight, and I knew what I'd seen. It was extraordinary. And so it ignited a lifelong interest.
Do you know how many species there are of ETs?
The best we can tell, there's at least 69 specific species. They seem to all be working together, but they're very concerned about our hostility. This planet's in real trouble.
So who was with you this weekend?
A bunch of my friends.
Diddy, Quincy, Justin Bieber,
So far,
French
so good.
Montana.
Do you even know half the people you're naming?
No.
She didn't go to bed. I haven't been to bed yet.
You haven't?
I
I want to be Clay when I grow up, Court.
I got on a plane at 5:30 a.m. Go to this party. I think half the people there were butt naked. You would have loved it.
This week, Houston-based lawyer Tony Busby says more than 120 people are coming forward with claims Diddy sexually abused them.
Our youngest victim at the time of the occurrence was 9 years old. We have an individual who was 14 years old. We have one who was 15.
People, famous people, are paying off victims to keep their names out of the Diddy story.
Well, Ray J is
Stan Romanek, I've been at his home, that one that's in his kitchen that's going like this, that's actually one of the PLFs. This is the cosmic 9/11. Now I'm married to a Jewish woman for 32 years, and oy vey, what a geschrei, Shireen. I know all the Yiddish. I know more Yiddish than most Jews because we lived in Israel for 3 years. Her name is Emily, my wife of 36 years. We wouldn't be here. So a big thank you to Emily. She set this up. And really and truly, if Emily had not supported me all these years, there aren't many Jewish doctors, daughters, wives who will be happy with their husband leaving a career in emergency medicine to be doing this for virtually nothing for 25 years.
I was always put in classes with, in special ed classes with the retarded kids. I remember I had a teacher make fun of me in front of the class and then grab me and throw me in a closet and lock me in a closet and said, "This is where we put retards."
He's not lying. No.
Stan Romanek, I've been at his home. It's sort of like the Matrix, and I'm Morpheus giving you a red pill here. There's somebody pulling the strings behind the scenes. My Jewish mother-in-law went, oh, oy vey. Now I'm married to a Jewish woman for 32 years, and oy vey, what a geschrei. Shireen. I know all the Yiddish. I know more Yiddish than most Jews because we lived in Israel for 3 years. When you're doing this work, now this is the crop circle, not the one we were in just then. There's another one that appeared the night we arrived in England. And it's very complex, has a sort of a Cisetti motif with the triangle. We did our puja right about here. And in the very center of it, when we were there, the detectors we put in the very center of the vortex of this crop circle, and they started going off. I was raised a very, very devout atheist, and they were very, orthodox atheists. It would collapse the orthodox belief systems of every organized religion on earth. And I said, well, good. And this is exactly what Lawrence Rockefeller said to me. I was standing out on his deck in the Grand Tetons. They own the Tetons. Of course, Rockefellers owned everything. And they gave it to if you've ever been to Grand Teton National Park, that was all owned by the Rockefeller family, but they kept out this absolutely amazing ranch where I've been there.
In 1972, suddenly 3 years later, I got, treated as very special. And this treatment had a lot to do with the excitement that David Rockefeller felt over the fact that he loved being behind the scenes, creating this slave, this elite sex slave, who was going to make him millions. And I was already sold in the first year. David Rockefeller was a pedophile. There's a lot of survivors. I work with survivors. There are a lot of survivors out there of David Rockefeller. The way that you're trained in mind control training, it's based on torture. What I was used to doing as a child sex slave was to please men in some way or other, to get on their wavelength so that they wouldn't harm me, so that I could survive.
False flags already happened, but they've been
beta testing the system with these kinds of events. That's not extraterrestrial. That's man-made. Probably out of the Boeing Phantom Works out of Seattle. And they were just seeing what the public would do. So people were stopped on the freeway reporting it. Tens of thousands of people saw these. Silent. A little bit of a humming sound like a transformer. 100% man-made. 100% fooled everyone looking at it. Thought it was E.T. This is what I'm saying. The false flag's already happened. But they've been beta testing the system with these kinds of events. Another one that was reported are the big flying triangles, 200-300 feet across. Remember these? Belgium, other places. Look underneath. False flags already happened. But they've been beta testing the system with these kinds of events. So these have been reported, and they have a grid structure, very manufactured, very man-made. Silent, except for a little bit of a humming sound when you're close. Electromagnetogravitics, floats along. Now, here's another layer of confusion that I didn't get a chance to share this with Mr. Schratt. There are extraterrestrial objects that look like and approximate the man-made ones. Now, you want to get a little more confused. Consider that if there's an extraterrestrial event that happens, they will then put up a man-made one, and they'll hoax a man-made event piggybacking on an extraterrestrial one, just to really confuse the picture. And that's happened many, many times. All the way back to the Clinton era, I had recommended a period of amnesty for people who've been involved in these programs. And even though there have been some horrific things done, kidnappings, murder, torture, embezzlement of, in the aggregate, probably trillions of dollars of federal monies, et cetera, and so on, that if people come forward and they actually come clean and agree to make a new chapter happen that's a beautiful development for humanity, that they have amnesty extended to them.
Well, it appears they're studying human sexuality. And by golly, it looks like they're studying human pleasure and pain responses as well, from what the abductees are telling us is going on. Why do you do sexual molestation to a 5-year-old to crossbreed?
I'm getting the word nonce.